cut this video short. I hope I don't have to. I hope we can get to the end of the chapter before time runs out. But we'll see. And we're nearing the end of the game, so I'm expecting some real scurry stuff. We've got absolutely no background music going. Got a fuck ton of notes. Okay, we're gonna turn our flashlight off to read these. Okay. A brutal crime scene emerged this weekend within a quiet suburban neighborhood. 2 victims, Neil Young and Sarah Young, were viciously stabbed by an unknown assailant. The 2 parents leave an infant son behind. Authorities do not have a lead, and it was reported that each victim was stabbed over 30 times, resulting in the face of the victims to be heavily distorted and mangled. The brutal crime has shocked the local community. See, here's the thing. That's clearly a crime of passion.
While sifting through some old boxes, you found an interesting set of documents that revealed the truth about your past. Your grandparents were involved in an accident that killed your grandfather and your infant brother. It wasn't your grandmother's fault entirely, but your parents couldn't help but put the blame on her. With no family or friends left, living a hopeless and bleak existence, your grandmother decided to murder them. With your parents out of the way, she could raise you all by herself. Her desire was selfish and evil. That was all you needed. A way to justify her death. A way to break the burden of taking care of her. Do you remember what you did? I'll walk you through it once more, just in case you've forgotten.
Okay, so we're actually going to read this. Thank you for interrupting me. I did something unspeakable. I killed them. I murdered them both. I didn't know what to do. I had nothing left to live for. I'm so sorry. Okay, 2 dead in fatal crash. So I definitely didn't read that properly. Dear Mother, sorry I haven't been answering, grieve and accept what happened. Yeah, so they never answered any of my letters or my calls. I waited an eternity to hear the sound of their voices. So yeah, Grandma got blamed for the car crash because she was the only survivor. And then went murder happy and stabbed her son and his wife 30 times in the fucking face so she could raise me. That's fucked up, man. So now that that's confirmed, I'm kind of okay with killing her. Let's go kill her. Let's go kill a grandma. Oh, wow, that's the end of the chapter. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to just... That's the end of the video. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to zip on through the next chapter and get to the resolution of this game. I still have a good 20 to 30 minutes of recording time that I can squeeze in, so I think we could do this. If it would fucking load. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we were down in the basement. We saw the files. We're coming upstairs. The lights are red because that fucking sets the mood. Grandma, you in your room? I'm coming to stab you. Of course you were staring at a painting because you're a fucking kooky old lady. Perfect. Okay. My room? Oh. But I want the knife. I want to go stabby stab. Okay, V read. Get the knife, get the new radio, get the phone, place the knife on her bed, replace the old radio, replace the phone on the table outside of the door, wait outside her room. Okay, so get the knife, get the radio, get the phone. Okay, knife, radio, phone. This game seems to be very like, you have to do it in a certain order too. So does Grandma end up killing me? Knife, radio, phone. Perfect. Okay, so what was the order of this? Okay, fuck off. Place the knife on her bed, replace the old radio, place the phone on the table outside the door. Wait outside her room. Okay. See, I love how it's giving me instructions because it's like it's reliving what you did. So that kind of makes sense. Replace the radio with the new radio. Phone outside door.
Yes, I'm talking to you. Are you listening to me? I'm know that I might seem suspicious, but for now, I'm going to need you to trust me. Are you in pain? Do you want that pain to go away? I can show you a way out, but you're going to have to do exactly what I say. Don't worry, very soon you won't feel any pain at all. You won't have to suffer any longer.
He used a voice distorter?
The first thing I want you to do is to grab the knife on your bed.
And coaxed her into killing herself?
It's very sharp, so please be careful with it. The next step is to gently press the knife against your stomach.
Oh.
You're doing a wonderful job. Now, press a little harder. Keep applying more pressure until the knife penetrates the flesh of your stomach. You might feel quite a bit of pain, but that's going to be temporary. You're doing a great job. I want you to pull the knife out. Is there a war?
I just heard her fall over.
If so, then you applied enough pressure. I know that this might be painful, but pretty soon it's going to be all over. I want you to repeat the process, except now go a little to the right of the original
Oh, this is
spot.
fucked, man.
Applying pressure until the knife penetrates the flesh.
Oh.
Now that you've done the process twice, for the third time, go to the left of the original spot. Once again,
Could you have, like, slipped some fucking rat poison in her food? Like, that would have been a hell of a lot better than this. Oh.
you're doing a great job. Now return to the original spot. I want you to jab the knife into the wound 3 times.
Fuck!
This time, don't slowly apply pressure. I want you to press the knife into your stomach as hard as you can. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay.
You're doing a wonderful job. Are you in pain? Are you suffering? I know you are, but don't worry. It'll all go away soon. This is the last step. Are you ready? All you have to do is to repeat the process, except this time, press the knife against your neck. Whenever you're ready, just quickly thrust the knife into your neck. Then very soon, all the pain will go away.
Oh, this is fucked up.
That's it.
This is so fucked up.
Pass on into the next world, wherever that might be. Goodbye. I can guarantee you will not be missed.
Is that it? And why am I dead?
James, you murdered her.
Or was this like the tail
You
end of
knew
my
about
life?
her delusions. She always talked about the man in the radio, so you decided to become that character. You replaced the old radio, and then played an audio file telling her to stab herself repeatedly with a knife. You knew she was delusional and had episodes of schizophrenia. She followed your instructions and eventually bled to death due to her self-inflicted injuries. Since all the evidence pointed to a suicide, you weren't charged with anything. You finally got what you wanted. You were finally free.
That's so fucked up.
You might be wondering how exactly you ended up dead. Well, for the first few months, you lived your life carefree.
Then cocaine
You
got to you.
actually enjoyed life to some extent, not being tied down by an ill relative. But eventually, that all came crashing down. It started off with brief, horrific, gruesome nightmares. Visions of her stabbing herself endlessly, blood gushing out of her wounds, flooding your mind with blood-red guilt. Slowly, these nightmares leaked into your daily life. You'd see her out of the corner of your eye, whether you were driving, walking down the street, or at work. Even though you killed her, she never really left. She lived in your mind and haunted you every day until you eventually couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah, that'll do that.
Every time you closed your eyes, even for the briefest of moments, she'd manifest in your subconscious. Eventually, you went to the hospital and you were prescribed sleep medicine, but that only suppressed the issue.
Jesus.
Slowly, your body adjusted to the medicine and you needed to increase the dose for the medicine to be effective. This process kept repeating until you were taking multiple times the recommended amount. You were addicted until one night you overdosed on sleep medication. Right now, in this moment, your physical body is currently in a hospital bed, hovering between the thin line of life and death. You're still probably wondering why you're here in God's basement. I'll finally tell you who I am and what this place really is.
Is this like a judgment hall?
God's basement is a realm for those who have committed great sin but are still redeemable. The individuals that arrive in God's basement relive their own versions of hell, allowing them to reflect on their life and watch their slow descent into evil. Their resentment, hate, bitterness, and jealousy accumulate until those emotions manifest themselves through atrocious acts, yours being murder. You were backed into a corner, watching your life slowly pass you by. All those opportunities you sacrificed. All that potential wasted. You became bitter and resentful. Many could sympathize with you. Many might have even done the same. You were hopeless, and it felt like you were inside a living hell. I am called the Operator. I am an entity that manifests in God's basement. I manifest myself in different ways depending on the person. My job is to guide the person inside God's basement and allow them to relive their life from a different perspective. In your case, I manifested with many characteristics resembling the man in the radio. Hopefully this explanation cleared everything up.
Okay, it's a nice little bow to
You're
throw
still
everything in.
probably wondering what happens now that you have all your memories. I mentioned earlier that God's basement are for those who are still redeemable. Even though you committed an atrocious sin, you were trapped in a hopeless existence. Also, the person you killed wasn't really your grandmother. She was a shell of her former self. Your grandmother died long ago. Part of you wanted to see her suffering cease. Your crime was both cruel and merciful at the same time. You are going to get a second chance at life. Pretty soon you're going to wake up in a hospital bed out of your drug-induced coma. Learn to live with what you did. The feelings of guilt, paranoia, and pain will never completely go away. James, make the most out of life and be grateful for this second chance. One last thing. Good luck.
That's a fucking cool concept, actually. Wow. Basically scare them straight with literal hell when you're in a coma. That's... wow. That's a really cool concept. Although I don't know if my guy deserves to live. Like, I get that he put her out of her suffering and all that, but he still killed somebody and took advantage of them that couldn't even take care of themselves. So that's fucking shitty, man. Like I said, he could have put her, like, as bad as they are, he could have put her in a government-provided home or something. Like, he could have fucking started on a wait list years ago when she was getting bad in high school. He didn't have to kill her. And she would have gotten a hell of a lot better care in a facility than she would have gotten through him, at any rate. Huh. Well, James, I hope you go on to make something good of yourself, my dude. Fucking game makes you think. Thank you for making this game. It was terrifying at points. It did get a little redundant scare-wise, and like it kind of just... This jump scares and kind of got old after a little bit. So it could have done with like not so many chapters, maybe. But all in all, fucking great concept, great game, great story. I loved it. It was awesome. It was a good time. There was a lot of complaints on Steam of it being short. And I do feel like a lot of it was filler. Oh, hello, I'm the developer of God's Basement. You reached the end and I wanted to say thank you for playing through the whole game. I'm still pretty new to creating video games, so I hope the experience was bearable. Hopefully you enjoyed the experience. Maybe someday you'll play another one of my games, if I'm able to release another one. Thanks again, Erebus. Fucking A8, I'll play your games, bud. This is fun. And if it's definitely one of your first ones, then you can just take it as a learning experience and build and create upon that until you just get better and better and better, as I'm sure you will. My god, you've got some crazy potential, dude. Like you'll ever fucking watch this, but thank you for making the game. It was a great time. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting the living shit scared out of me sometimes. I am hoping that fucking piano is copyright free. And yeah, we're back in the entrance room to God's Basement. Perfect. I'm gonna go sit on my chair. Cock! Can't go sit on my chair. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you can. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.